from studying from school until the level you have reached today?
I was my birthday is 21st July, and well, when you say rising, I think you mean rising through these the ladders of leadership until this post that has been given to me by the community of UCU. Thank God. I started from Sao Paulo, Kagwa Primary School, Mengo, and there is when I first got the urge to serve, because I used to ask my parents simple questions like who is in charge, who is in charge, because whenever I would go back home from school, parents complain about potholes, parents complain about this. So when we have issues as children, we complain to our parents. So now seeing your parent complain, who is in charge of the parents? Who is in charge of the potholes? Who is in charge? So they told me that the president is in charge. And I'm trying to find out who is this president and what does he do? So then that's when I realized that I can be president in my own way. And that's how I wanted to become president of Sao Paulo. But that was in my P4 and that was too young. So I waited till P6. I kept on failing different ministerial positions, but then P6 I applied for presidency and I won. And then from there I saw what I could use that platform to do. I was, in primary sometimes people take these things to be CV positions or something like that, but I used that to change our menu at school, to introduce a sports day. We didn't have a joint sports day as Sao Paulo, all the 7 schools at the time, and also to break down the fence and bring a field, like suggest for a field, a football field, because we used to play on concrete. So after doing this, just by being president, I was like, now I want to be president of high school, president of university, and maybe beyond. So that is how it was started.
Well, you talked about Sao Paulo has different campuses. So were you the president for all these campuses, or specifically that meant one campus that you wanted?
I was specifically the president for Mengo.
For Mengo?
Yeah, the Mengo campus.
And then you were able to bring about development like in sports, as you said,
yes.
there was no field.
Yes.
Well, what was most outstanding for you in primary school apart from leadership?
Apart from leadership, I would say MDD, because it is funny, but MDD does bring out a lot in a child. It's before I got the confidence to go for leadership, I used to participate in, I used to act, I used to sing, wow. I used to dance. So all those challenges, of course, the talent I don't think was there. Maybe acting, but when you go and then you start, you're in a group, you try to learn something new, you're failing, you're practicing, yeah, that brought out the confidence.
When you talk about acting, I'm interested, which specific acting, because for some of our viewers out there, most of the acting was towards Christmas carols, and then you would act as Mary, Joseph. I don't know which kind of acting was that. Was it basically in competitions, or basically there's that specific skit towards that term, whereby someone is Joseph? So were you once a Joseph? Were you once an Angel Gabriel?
Unfortunately, I've never been in a biblical skit, but I was. Our skits were about corruption. There was one about corruption, and those songs back then, like Pastor Wilson Bugembe songs, now acting them out. Other skits were about maybe early marriages, the division that politics causes. Those are the skits that I started with.
Okay.
Yes.
So how was your life through high school?
High school was very interesting. Life, I would say, I tried out so many different things, and that was majorly in the sector of sports and leadership.
So in high school, you caught up sports. In primary school, it was basically you tried out your leadership and then the drama.
Yes.
And then in high school, you developed sports career in you. Which sports did you play in high school?
Actually, sports started at the end of primary, because remember, after bringing that sports day, I never used to be a sports person. So because it was my initiative, I opted to join football. But at the time in primary, football had so many, the people who knew how to play were a little bit overconfident or bullish. So they wouldn't allow us who didn't know how to control the ball or something like that to participate. So I then, excuse me, then from there, I tried to learn how to play football. So I used the P7 VAC to learn. And so when I entered high school, I was hyper-focused on trying to make the school team and trying to see where the football would take me. So, yes.
Did you ever play for the school team, or did you ever achieve anything in sports as you were in high school?
Yes, I did. I played for the school team, but I think my most the achievement that I'm proudest of is playing for SC Villa, the youth team.
Okay.
That was in S3 to S5. Yes.
Okay. If you talk about sports, most of us are actually interested and want to know which team do you support. Recently, we had a tight match between Arsenal and Manchester United, and of course, whereby Arsenal fans were arrested somewhere there in Ginger. So, which team do you support when you go out into that Premier League and all that?
Well, that was a very tight game. It was a very tight game, and actually, I remember after, I think some few days back, it was about 4. Someone posted that I was an Arsenal fan, and because Arsenal had won, we let it slide. But actually, I'm a United fan. I'm a United fan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, we are performing well. But first and foremost, I'm a Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Fan.
Is it because of Cristiano Ronaldo?
No, I started before Cristiano.
We shall not go into sports. I want to know about which other hobbies do you possess as a person, apart from sports and also engaging into drama and acting. Which other hobbies would you really? How do you spend your week? How do you spend your weekends? How do you spend your days, especially when you're not off campus? How do you use your free time and leisure time?
Well, if I'm not on campus or if I'm trying to utilize my free time, I actually do a lot of research. I do a lot of research on the topics that I already know to become better, and also on those that I don't know. I also do take time to debate just a little bit, but then again, I do like some sports. For example, Formula One. I watch.
That is for rich people.
I really do love Formula One.
You look like you play golf in your free time.
Yes, I do, but I've taken a while now.
A while.
Yeah, in my high school, that is where when I stopped the football, I switched to golf.
High school playing golf. Wow. Once again, we want to thank you for spending your time with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'll let Charlotte now take us back into the studio and of course go on with the bulletin.
Yes, thank you, Brian. Thank you so much for that exclusive interview. So as we come to the end of this bulletin, I want to remind you that since it's a Friday, we have Azania in N1. So I remind you to please be in attendance. And as we also sign out, do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram on UCU Focus TV. I remain Charlotte Nalule. Have a lovely evening.
You are watching UCU Focus TV.